Hello, this is Unmatched 44, and I would like to welcome you guys to my second ever Star Citizen video. Before I get to today's main topic, I would personally like to thank a Star Citizen streamer that goes by the name Citero. I would like to thank him because he gave me the permission to use his streams as background material for my videos, which is a good thing seeing that I currently do not have the rig that is capable enough to run Star Citizen at a decent frame rate, neither at a good quality. Um, I will link his channel in the description bar below. He streams in 4K, and the majority of the time it's above 30 frames per second, so it's very pleasing to the eye, at least in my opinion. I was one of the players during this stream that you're currently watching, and if you're wondering who I am, I'll be the one in the Starfarer. Okay, so let's get down to today's main topic of this video, which is what professions I believe will earn people the most UEC per hour when it comes to actual in-game time. But first, let's take a look back at the games that I've played previously and what I've learned from them. If you want to know what games I've played in the past, what MMOs I've played in the past, I've played RuneScape, which is my all-time favorite MMO. I played World of Warcraft. In between there, I played a little bit of Aeon, which was a total train wreck, looking back at it. And I played EVE Online, which is the game I'm currently playing the most of right now, running incursions and PvPing when I'm not running incursions. Now, the thing that I've learned from all these previous MMOs that I've played is that normally the people doing this, safe kind of jobs, they won't get rewarded for it properly. If you look into RuneScape, skillers like woodcutting, mining, and fishing never made you as much money as the PvPers or the PvMers of the game. In World of Warcraft, the gathering professions never made decent amount of money alone unless you were going to make some highly desired consumable or armor. In EVE, I wouldn't say salvaging, mining, and running missions, especially if you do it solo, is worth it compared to running incursions or doing large-scale mining with big corporations in low sec. It's most likely a risk versus reward when it comes to EVE. In the majority of MMOs, you're only rewarded if you're doing high risk jobs. Unless you're PvPing in EVE, of course. In that case, you're not making much. You're probably losing more than you're earning. I mean, the only reason to PvP in EVE is so you could, put another head on your wall of, kill mails or whatever you want to call it. But other than that, it's not worth it. To clarify things first, I would like to say that I'm talking about actual in-game time when it comes to earning UEC here. In the long term, I believe the people that will become the richest in EVE are the same from every other MMO that I've ever played, which is always the traders and investors. Those are the people that will always be the richest in every MMOs, is to buy low and sell high. But when I'm talking about making money in this video, I'm talking about actual in-game time spent. Traders and investors make money around the clock, whether it's a little or a lot. They're always making money. They're making money when they're playing the game. They're making money when they're away from the game, which is the best thing to do over long periods of time. But that is not the what I'm gonna count as a profession. Talking about actual in-game time spent and being compensated for that time spent and the risk you exerted while playing in-game. Now let me stop blabbering on and get to the point, which is what profession I personally believe will earn you the most UEC per hour when it comes to actual in-game time. And that profession, I believe, will be the profession of being a mercenary, believe it or not. So, why do I believe that being a mercenary will earn you the most amount of UEC when it comes to in-game time? Now, that reason why I believe that mercs will make a killing when it comes to actually playing the game is because the death mechanic assigns a value to each life in the game. So I'm sure a lot of you are asking, how does the death mechanic assign value to each life in the game? Well, as some of you might or might not know, every time that you die in Star Citizen, your character will get beaten up, whether it's a scar or a lost limb. On top of damaging your character and retaining a mark from your past, if you die too much, according to Chris Roberts, your character will permanently die in the game, and your assets and part of your reputation will be passed down to someone in your bloodline. Basically, your heir to all the assets and even some of the reputation that you earn in game. Along with dying and having to retain scars and having to die too much and taking a quote unquote reputation hit, and maybe even a hit to your wealth is even a heavier penalty. Another thing to consider is obviously the thing that you're going to be losing when you die, which is probably your armor, your guns, and maybe even one of your big, expensive, shiny ships. Now, with all these penalty in mind, I'm sure you're saying, "Oh, why do you think mercenaries are going to earn so much money? Why won't corporations have their organization members run these missions and stuff like that?" Well, some of these orgs are going to be passive. You in EVE Online, you have orgs that only mine. In EVE Online, you have orgs that only run incursions and missions, and sometimes they'll want sovereignty, whether it's a planet or an entire solar system, and they won't want to take these risks and incur these losses that will affect you over a longer period of time in game. So that's where I believe the mercenaries come in. The people that are going to be willing to take the risks, willing to take the losses that it comes with dying and fighting in game. And that's why I personally believe they will profit many, many, many more times when it comes to in-game hours spent and earning UEC when compared to a let's say a miner or a salvager or a person that repairs ship, because these people, they're taking reputation hits, they're losing their ships, they're losing their armor. On top of that, you also have to pay for the skill of each person that you hire as a mercenary. Obviously, you're not gonna the cheaper a mercenary is, probably the lower his skills are when it comes to flying ships and FPS combat. I'm pretty sure there's going to be mercenary corps that earn a name for themselves when it comes to getting the job done. It'll probably be these organizations that have these highly skilled players, the guys that know how to dogfight, like they're in the movie Top Gun, and play FPS or shooting like they're in Counter-Strike, basically. And that's what will depict their value and their cost per hour or cost per operation or cost per mission in game. I'm pretty sure a lot of passive or organizations that don't want to get caught up in the violent part of holding sovereignty or earning reputation in the verse, they'll hire these mercenary corporations just to earn them power in and make a name for themselves in the verse. Well, that's all I have to talk to you guys about for my second ever Star Citizen video. And I would like to personally thank all of you for tuning in, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you want more content solely based on Star Citizen itself. And I promise to upload more frequently in the future, preferably 3 times a week will be my goal. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section below and have a nice day. Thank you.